Hey guys, good morning and welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm super glad you guys are here. My name is Elizabeth, I'm your instructor, and you're in a Pilates inspired fitness class. And for props today, we're going to use dumbbells. So let's go ahead and grab those dumbbells and we'll get this party started. Let's kick your left foot forward, reach those arms forward, come to center. Kick that left leg to the side, open those arms to a T and come to center. Kick that left leg behind you, reach those arms back and come to center, and do it again. So we're going front, side, back, and our legs and arms are going in the same direction-ish at the same time. All right, guys. And then this simple move is going to begin to warm up the body. And with this, I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you, as always, to keep your workout with me today pain-free. So that means comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. So if ever you're feeling stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing, which is causing those sensations, and do something different so those feelings go away. All right, guys, for 2, and we'll do one more set just like this. Woo, feeling this quite a bit. And come to center. All right, let's swing those arms from side to side. Notice how this feels. We'll revisit this move at the end of class, and I want you to notice if it feels different. For 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, then let's take our other leg. We're going to kick it forward, reach those arms forward, out to a T, and back, and we'll do it again. And it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you noticed on the previous side, but we've got one leg moving through space and the other leg is not moving. It is still. And those muscles are engaged, stabilizing us. So sometimes we feel the work more in the stabilizing leg, even though it's not moving, than the one that is moving through space. So it's just kind of an interesting thing that happens. So perhaps you noticed that. And breathe. You might begin to notice your heart rate coming up a little bit. Perhaps you feel an increased sense of urgency to breathe. That is all normal. We're warming up the body, moving those shoulders, moving the head of the femur and the hip socket, and breathing, looking so good. It's supposed to be super hot in Southern California today, guys. So I encourage you to hydrate, 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 and breathe. For 4, looking good, shoulders down and back. Woo. By the way, shoulders, feeling those shoulders, getting those nicely defined shoulders. And 3, I know, slowest countdown ever, and breathing. Woo. And 2. Yep. And let's just do one more set here. And come to center. Nice job. Swing those arms from side to side. Already, I am warming up. Time to take off the jacket. All right, for 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, we're going to continue with this sort of a move, but add to it. So if you wish, you can always continue with the earlier version if that feels better for you. Otherwise, let's take that left knee, bring it into tabletop. Reach those arms forward. Keep that knee bent in a 90-degree angle as you bring those knees together, and then open to a T, come to center, and then keeping that knee bent in a 90-degree angle, reach those arms back and reach that leg back. And you guessed it, do it again and continue. If those arms are getting tired, perhaps you have heavier dumbbells and this isn't feeling great for your shoulders, any other arm movement is okay. So keep that in mind. Trying to create space and length between your hip bone and your bottom rib. That is another way of encouraging that really nice posture. And breathe. And notice how we're working the front of the thigh as we bring it forward. And then we're working the outer thigh as we bring that leg to the side. And then finally, we are working, you guessed it, the back of that thigh as we kick it back behind. Bit of a balance challenge. Again, strengthening both legs here, even though they have different jobs. Oh, for 3, looking good, loving it. And 2, 1, and come to center. Well done. Notice how one leg feels different than the other. Let's balance that out. So bringing that right knee into that tabletop position, reaching those arms forward, coming to center, to the side, and back and forward. And continue. Breathing, hollowing out that belly. Being mindful of our movements as we're moving through space, really being in control of the starting and stopping points, which, oh my gosh, which is different than using momentum and gravity, and being really in control of the starting and stopping point will in fact sculpt the muscles in the way that we want. So we are definitely doing that and sculpting those muscles and breathing. Really good, guys. Woo! Looking so awesome. By the way, you've been standing on one leg for a long time. That is really terrific for the balance. You might not have noticed that. And breathe. And we'll go for 3 more. Yep. And 2. And 1 more. And come to center. Nice job. All right, guys. Then let's reach those arms into goalpost. Bring those forearms together and open and close and open and close. And then kick one foot back and center, other foot back and center, and continue. In just a moment, we're going to add on, but you can always continue with this version if that feels better for you today. If you wish, the next time you kick a foot back, take a big step back, bend both knees, come to center, big step back, bend both knees, and continue. Whoop! So we're coming into kicking the back, coming into a lunge situation. Woo! Bit of a balance challenge. Trying to keep all 10 toes pointed straight forward. By the way, we're keeping that front knee behind the toes, as always, to protect the integrity of the knee. All right, adding on even more the next time you're down, pause, reach those arms overhead, come back to goalpost and step forward, and then pause, and continue. So we're just playing with choreography here. Yep, looking so good. Woo! For 4 and 3. Yeah, loving it. And 2. Really feeling those shoulders, going for those nice defined shoulders. Yep. And 1. And then, guys, let's come down to the mat. Coming down to the mat, set the dumbbells to the side. Woo. And let's come to all fours. So on all fours, begin to stick that booty out behind you, shift your gaze slightly forward, drop that belly button down. Oh my gosh, my back just popped like 3 times. And then lift the spine up towards the ceiling, shifting your gaze down towards your knees. And then drop that belly button down, shift that gaze forward. And continue with this range of motion in a manner that feels good for you. If you're watching the video and looking to me for guidance, just know that my range of motion with this exercise is really tiny. If yours is a lot greater and that feels good to you, and for most people that's probably the case, just enjoy that for 2. And 1, come to center. All right, guys, let's separate those knees a lot. And then reach that booty back towards the heels. Walk those hands forward, bringing your forehead down towards the mat. And just enjoy this really nice stretch. And breathe. For 3 and 2. All right, guys, reaching those hands as far away from you as possible. Keep them there. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come onto all fours. And then with the elbows close into the midsection, bend them, jutting your head forward. Come back and reach that booty back towards the heels. And then do it again. So coming forward, bending the elbows, straightening the arms, and reaching that tush back. And continue. These are called child's pose push-ups. And they give us that really nice definition in the arms, keeping those elbows in towards the midline of the body. We're really targeting those triceps, which gives us that nice muscular definition in our arms. And breathe. Looking good, feeling strong. Yeah, loving it, guys. For 4 and 3, these kind of sneak up on you. And 2. All right, guys, the next time that booty is back, pause and just take that child's pose stretch again. Trying to create as much space and length between your fingertips and your tailbone, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. For 3 and 2 and 1, and walk those hands back to center. Oh, that felt great, huh? Feeling really strong. Okay, from here, guys, let's come onto all fours again. And then kick your left leg behind you. Those left toes are pivoted down towards the ground, and reach your right arm in front of you. Begin to think about creating as much space and length as you can between those fingertips and that heel, and hold and breathe for 4 and 3, looking good, and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, then let's take that right leg straight out behind us, those right toes pivoted down towards the mat, reaching that left arm forward. Again, coming into this really nice stretch, and breathe. Whew, for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Well done. Separate those knees, reach that booty back towards the heels, coming back into that child's pose stretch, walking those hands forward. And breathe for 3 and 2, and then walking those hands as far away from you as possible. We are going to keep the hands there, come onto all fours again, bend both elbows, bringing that torso down, press up straight, and reach the booty back towards the heels, and do it again. So same exact thing, guys, coming into those child's pose push-ups, really getting that nice strength in the arms, pressing those armpits closed as we bend those elbows. For 3, looking good. You guys are so strong. I love it. And 2. Okay, guys, for a challenge, the next time you're in the down position, pause, just hold. Squeeze those armpits closed. Fighting that long spine, and breathe. And then tiny pulses, lift and lower for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Booty all the way back to the heels. All right, guys, take that right hand, place it underneath your chest, facing up, and then slide that right hand, that right arm to the left, bringing your right cheek down towards the mat. Looking to the left, taking that thread, the needle stretch, which should feel pretty good. For 3 and 2, kind of don't want to come out of this, but there are other things to do. And 1, and then come back to center, and we'll do that little stretch on the other side. So left hand underneath the chest, palm facing up, slide it to the right, left cheek down, reach that right arm long, and breathe. outside today. I'm seeing green plants in the sky. All right, guys, for 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, then let's bring those knees together. Place your hands behind you. So knees together, hands behind you. And then if it feels good for you, let's lift those hips and lower and lift and continue. Navel is tucked to the spine. Try to keep those shoulders away from those ears. You should begin to feel those thigh muscles kicking up. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and lower that booty down. Then come to an upright position. And then, guys, I want you to take those feet and separate them. So feet are separated, knees are together. And then if it feels okay for you, nestle that booty down. If that doesn't feel okay for you, then you are welcome to continue with the earlier version. If this does feel okay for you, go ahead and lean back again. Yep, you can nestle that booty in between those heels if that's available to you. And if it's not, no big deal. If anyone has knee issues, this is probably not working for you. All right, guys, if this is working for you and you want even more, maybe come down to those elbows. But again, listening to your body, if this isn't working for you, this is all I want today. But if this is fabulous for you and you're really digging this, maybe you'd like to come to a lying down position or not. All right, guys, we'll hang out here just for another moment for 3 and 2, and then keeping your lower body as it is, go ahead and press yourself up, keeping those hands behind you. All right, then take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift those hips. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. And breathe, feeling that nice stretch in the quadriceps area, that nice stretch across the chest for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that booty down and then place those hands near your toes. All right, and then if this doesn't feel good to you, any of the previous versions is okay. I just want you to know that not everyone's body appreciates these kind of moves, and if you're in that category, I really, really want you to respect your body and listen to that. If it feels okay with your hands near your toes, maybe jut those hips forward and maybe walk up to those heels, pressing those hips forward, finding a neutral position with your neck so there are no wrinkles in your neck, so you're not shifting your gaze down to your belly button and you're not hanging your head in space. And breathe, just enjoy that stretch, but try to bring those shoulders down together behind you. And breathe, big heart opening, big quadriceps for 4 and 3 and 2, and slowly lower down. And we are done with that. All right, both hands on the mat in front of you. Kick one foot out behind you, long straight line from the heel to the tush, to the waist, to the head. Commit to that long straight line. Take an inhale as you exhale, press back with your other foot. We're now in an upright push-up position and upright plank position. All right, and breathe, and then pivot those toes to the left. Place that right hand under your shoulder. Reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. And if you want more, you can lift your left leg up to the ceiling. I'm not going to do that today, but you are welcome to if that move calls to you. Woo, and breathe for 4, hollowing out that belly, and 3 and 2, and then come back to that upright push-up position. And breathe. Notice if that waist is sagging low. If it is, puff it up a little bit towards the ceiling. Squeezing those booty cheeks, trying to find that long straight line from the heels to the back of the knees, to the tush, to the waist, to the shoulders, to the head. Breathing, looking good. For 3 and 2, pivot those toes to the right. Place that left arm under the shoulder. Reach that right arm up to the ceiling. And breathe, and maybe lift that top leg or not. Notice if you're shaking, that would be true for me. Building the strength in this static plank hold for 4 and 3 and 2. And come back to center. And we'll hold just for about 10 more seconds and breathe. Pressing into the thumb and the forefinger will help to save the wrists. You're also welcome to come onto gorilla fists for 2 and 1. Lower one knee down and the other knee down. Separate those knees a lot. Reach that booty back towards the heels. Coming back into that child's pose stretch. And breathe. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to all fours, guys. And then let's place the elbows down. So I want the forearms to look like the number 11. And you can place your palms flat, or you can kind of slice your mat, having your palms face each other. Then let's kick one foot out behind, finding that long straight line. Commit to it, take an inhale, exhale, step back with your other foot. So we are now in an elbow forearm plank. If this is not feeling good to you, of course, the previous version is totally an option. You are breathing and holding. And then, guys, let's do little hip ticks. So slightly dip your left hip down, come to center, and dip your right hip down and center, and continue alternating from side to side. Notice how we've turned up the sensation of the oblique muscles. And breathe, hollowing out that belly. Navel is tucked to the spine. Shoulders are down and back. Small of the waist is slightly puffed up towards the ceiling to prevent a slack and lag. Woo! Feeling this quite a bit. For 4 and 3 and 2. All right, listen for the change. Lower your entire belly down. Keep those forearms bent. Yeah, beautiful. All right, guys. And then from here, we've got a nice extension in the spine. Energetically draw those elbows towards your hips, using that as a little leverage to find space and length between the vertebrae and your spine, feeling a really nice stretch in the midsection. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2. Listen for the change, remain in this position. And then let's bend the left knee, flex that left foot, kick it towards you a couple of times. 1, 2, lower, and then bend the right knee, foot is flexed, kick it towards you twice, and lower, and continue alternating from side to side. And breathe. This is a variation of a super old school Pilates move. And breathe. Yeah, looking so good. Getting that movement in the knee joint, getting a stretch in that quadriceps area, working the back of the body, all with the heart opening spinal extension. So lots going on here. Plus, we're still getting a workout in the shoulders from holding our torso lifted. For 4, looking good, guys. And 3 and 2 and 1. And then, guys, let's bring those arms back towards our hips, palms facing up, and look to the left. Allow your body to melt into the mat and just breathe. Notice the really nice rotation that you're feeling in your neck. There's a nice stretch going on there, so just enjoy that. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. And then, guys, place those hands under your shoulders, pressing the toenails into the mat, navel tucked to the spine. Take an inhale as you exhale. Press into those hands, lifting your head, neck, and torso just slightly. And hold and breathe, squeezing those booty cheeks. And then, if that feels good, go ahead and press up higher. Woo. And breathe, and then lower down. Elbows tucked into the midsection, and then press yourself up as far as feels good for you. And lower down, hugging those elbows into the midsection. This might feel a little familiar. This is a similar move to those child's pose push-ups. Whew, and we've invited spinal extension in. Notice if those triceps are talking to you, that's the back of the upper arms. You've done quite a bit of work with them today. For 3, and 2, and 1 more. Woo, and come all the way down, look to the right, bring those arms down by your sides, palms facing up, and then relax. Melt your body into the mat. Surrender to gravity, surrender to that nice stretch and rotation in the neck, which, by the way, we tend to lose the ability to look from right to left as we age, unless we purposefully practice it. There is a thing where seniors fail their driver's exams because they're not able to look over a shoulder. For 3, oh, this feels so amazing. I could stay here the rest of the session, but yet again, there are other things to do. And 2, and 1. Come back to center, placing those hands underneath the shoulders again. Tuck those toes underneath you, squeeze those booty cheeks, navel tuck to the spine. Take an inhale, and with a big exhale, press yourself up to that upright push-up position. And hold, coming back into a plank. Feeling those planks today. Yesterday, somebody complimented my upper arms. She's like, how do you do that? And I'm like, planks. So we're definitely getting those nice upper arms, those really strong shoulders today. And breathe for 4, and 3, 2, and then place one knee down and the other knee down and come to a kneeling position. Good job. How you guys doing? All right, let's take both arms up towards the ceiling and then pressing those hips forward. With those hips pressed forward, lean your torso back and come back up to center and do it again and continue and breathe. Woo, yep. So this kind of sneaks up on you. This is thigh. If this is hurting your back, guys, you can omit the arms overhead. The arms overhead lend to increasing the resistance of the movement that you're doing. So you'll still get quite a bit if you keep those arms down and breathe. Or you could lift one arm and then the other arm. For me, I think I'm going to keep my arms down today. Whoa, feeling this quite a bit in here. So it's funny, I used to teach paddleboarding lessons, and a lot of people would come to their knees and paddle, even though I was really encouraging them to stand. And they would often talk about how they felt it most in their thighs, and it's because they were on their knees moving around with that paddle. And so we're simulating that type of emotion here. So you're feeling this in the thighs for 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, next, let's grab one of those dumbbells and come to a lying down position on our side. What time is it? 8:45. All right, lying down on the side. Let's bring both knees directly in front of the chest. That elbow is tucked into the midsection. All right, guys, navel tucked to the spine. Let's lift those ankles in space, and then we'll lift that top knee and that dumbbell and lower and do it again and continue. Yep, super simple breathing. Again, really getting those nicely defined shoulders. Woo, for 3 and 2. And the next time everything is lifted, pause. All right, guys, let's kick that leg long, reach that arm up to the ceiling, and then drag that elbow towards the hip with the knee in front and do it again and continue. Now, as you're doing this, certainly there are arm and leg muscles involved, but I want you to see if you can find the oblique muscles, these muscles right at the top of your waist as you're going through this range of motion. So turning this into and purposefully inviting the obliques to this party along with the thighs and the arms and the shoulders and the core. Yeah, so inner thighs and outer thighs too. And breathe. Hollowing out that belly will help to facilitate that sensation in the oblique area. Kind of sneaks up on you. Suddenly this is feeling rather strenuous. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2. And 1, come back to center, lower everything down, reach both arms in front of you, and then take that top arm up and over. If it feels good for you, bring that left or the opposite shoulder down, whatever that is for you. And you can look over those far fingertips if that feels good. If that doesn't feel good, then certainly omit it. And notice what's going on in your back. You're stretching muscles that you just worked. Experiencing spinal rotation for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then guys, let's roll onto the back. So rolling onto the back, bend the knees, feet are flat. We still got 1 dumbbell. Let's reach it straight up to the ceiling. Keeping the head down, take an inhale, exhale, lift those hips. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. All right, guys, let's hold on to that dumbbell so those palms are facing forward. And then as we lift those hips, keeping those elbows above the shoulders, let's bring that dumbbell down towards our head, coming into a skull crusher situation. And then as we lower that booty, reach those arms back up to the ceiling. And then trying to keep those elbows directly above the shoulders the whole time. Woo, hollowing out that belly. Again, really targeting the triceps. And breathe. Woo, for 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time those hips are lifted, keep them lifted. All right, guys, let's take the dumbbell into the right hand, reach both arms straight up to the ceiling. So it is like we have a dumbbell in each hand. Then keeping the arms straight, let's reach those arms back overhead, up to the ceiling, and then switch the hand of the dumbbell and reach those arms back overhead and up to the ceiling and continue. All right, so adding on, let's, as we reach those arms back, let's take one knee, doesn't matter which, and bring it into a tabletop. And then switch. And switch. And continue. And breathe. Hollowing out that belly. See if you can feel, guys, those lower abdominals as you lift a knee, and those upper abdominals as you reach those arms back behind you towards the mat. So who knew this could be a abdominal exercise? Certainly we've got back and back body and hips and thighs and arms and shoulders, but we've also got the lower abdominals because we're suspending one leg in space, and we've got the upper abdominals because we're reaching those arms back behind us. And we even have the obliques because we're doing work on one side of the body and then the other side of the body while purposefully keeping those hips stable, which I didn't mention, but try to keep those hips stable, finding that pelvic stability. I know, super long mega set, and breathe for 4, woo, and 3, and 2. Whew. And 1, come back to center and lower that booty down. Open those arms to a T, ditch the dumbbell, take a step apart, windshield wiper those knees from side to side, and just enjoy. All right, guys, and then the next time the knees are to the right, pause. Open those arms to a T, just feel this really fabulous stretch. And breathe for 3 and 2. Keep your lower body as is. Lace the fingertips behind the head. Navel tuck to the spine. Take an inhale as you exhale. Crunch straight up the center. Look down at your midsection. Hollow out that belly. See if you can visibly suck in that tummy more and keep it there. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And continue. All right, guys. Trying to create space and length between the chin and chest and the ears and the shoulders. Really feeling those muscles diagonally on the upper portion of the waist, the portion of the waist that's closest to the ceiling, hollowing that belly out, decreasing the space each time you crunch up, between that bottom rib and the hip bones. And breathe. Yep, recommitting to hollowing out that belly. We're going to add on. You can continue with this version at any time. If it feels all right for you, the next time you're up, stay up and reach those arms towards the wall in front of you. Hollow out that belly, look down. Can you suck in that tummy tighter? Reach those arms back overhead, up to the ceiling. Do it again and continue. And breathe. I just noticed myself in the mirror and I'm like, wait, why are my arms not doing what I'm doing? And I realized it's because I'm seeing the mirror behind me instead of my actual arms. Kind of funny. Anyways, just breathing, really feeling your midsection, those upper abs as you reach those arms back for 4. So good, so strong. And 3, getting that really nice defined waist. And 2, whoo. And the next time those arms are overhead, pause. Lower down, open those arms to a T. And notice how your body feels after that flurry of activity. Yep, that's really cool, guys. You made that happen. You are creating those long, lean muscles in your abdominal section. All right, guys, and then pivot those knees up towards the ceiling. Keeping the head down, navel tucked to the spine. You can place your arms wherever feels good to you. Take an inhale as you exhale, lift those hips, and then let's tick those hips to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left and continue. So we talk about pelvic stability and a bridge. Let all that go for this sequence. Yeah, and just notice how that feels. See if you can feel the work in your thighs. See if you can feel it in the smile line down at the booty, going for that perky booty. See if you can feel it in your obliques. And breathe and just enjoy this movement. It feels really good actually for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then lower that booty down. Take a step apart with those feet and then windshield wiper those knees to the other side. So for me, that's going to be the left side. All right, and then just notice that stretch in your midsection and breathe. And then lace the fingertips behind the head. And again, just feel that stretch in the shoulder area and the midsection. Whew, feels so good. Don't want to move, but more stuff to do. Take an inhale as you exhale, come into a crunch. I'm just laughing because I've got these huge dogs looking at me. And then suck in that tummy as tight as you can. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. And breathe. Yeah, so the woman who walks the dog, she often brings the dogs into the studio while I'm recording this class, and they're very curious about what I'm doing in here. They're beautiful, enormous dogs, so it's fun to see them. All right, guys, so feeling that crunch in the waist as you're bringing that bottom rib close to the hip bone, space between the chin and chest, looking down, purposefully sucking in that tummy even more and more, and then adding on, if you wish, the next time you're in that crunch, pause, and you guessed it, reach those arms forward, reach those arms overhead, reach those arms forward, do it again and continue. Really get in touch with the idea that it's those upper abdominal muscles working as you reach those arms overhead. You're lengthening that lever, which creates more drag, if you will, increasing the feeling of resistance. Getting that nice mobility in the shoulder area for 4, hollowing out that belly. Can you suck in that tummy tighter? And 3 and 2 and 1. Lower your head, neck, and torso. Open those arms to a T and just take that stretch. And again, notice how your body feels after doing all of that work. Those muscles are literally pumping up with blood. By the way, sometimes, I guess we're not in that phase anymore where we have period cramps, but if anybody watching the video is, often doing crunches really helps to alleviate those period cramps because you're bringing blood into those muscles, and yeah, so it just helps to kind of alleviate that cramping sensation. All right, guys, and then come back to center And then arms open, or actually arms wherever you want. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift those hips. This time, come onto those tippy toes. So those hips are up higher towards the ceiling. And then imagine you are twirling a hula hoop in one direction. So just find that circular rotation in the hips. For 2 and 1, and pause, and then reverse the direction of those circles. For 2 and 1, pause, and then just squeeze those booty cheeks together, squeeze those thighs together. If it works for your anatomy, squeeze those knees together, lift those heels. Big static hold, just feeling all that strength on the backside of your body, getting that nice perky booty. For 4 and 3 and 2, and then relax that muscular contraction. Keep those hips lifted, and then open those knees and close, open and close. We're almost done with this sequence, and then we are finished with the bridges for the day. For 4 and 3, feeling those inner and outer thighs, and 2, and those calves, and 1, and then roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Well done, guys. And from here, kick those legs out long. Reach those arms up to the ceiling. All right, if you are able to keep those fingertips away from the floor, go ahead and do so. Take an inhale, and with a big giant exhale, roll up to a seated position. And then, well done, guys. Find one of your dumbbells, and let's begin to lie down on the other side. And we'll do that side lying work on the other side. All right, so one dumbbell in hand, knees are bent in front of you in a 90-degree angle, elbow tucked into the midsection. Let's lift those ankles, and then we'll begin to lift that top knee and that dumbbell, and continue. Woo, I feel like this class went by really fast today. Yeah, we've got just about 7 more minutes of work to do. And breathe. You know, they've done studies, and one of the things that helps people continue with their exercise program is doing the workout in the morning. And that is because the workout is done and you can go out and enjoy the rest of the day. And I'm guessing the reason for that statistic is if you plan to do your workout later in the day, it's easier to suddenly get busy or have stuff come up. All right, guys, the next time everything is lifted, keep it lifted. And then let's kick that leg long, reach that arm overhead, bring that knee towards your head, bringing the elbow behind the knee, and do it again, and continue. Another thing that statistically helps people to adhere to their exercise regime is working out with a friend. So that's kind of cool, because I don't know about you guys, but I certainly, actually I do know, because you tell me. I look forward to seeing you guys too every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as much as your schedule allows. So it's cool to have workout buddies. It statistically lends to increasing one's adherence to their exercise practice, because it makes it fun and you've got like a commitment to show up and people look forward to seeing you. All right, guys, for 4 and 3, feeling those oblique muscles, and 2 and 1, come to center. All right, go ahead and lower that dumbbell, reach both arms forward, both knees in front of the hips, take that top arm up and over, just feeling that really nice stretch. Perhaps looking over those far fingertips, and breathe. By the way, the third thing that statistically helps people stay committed to their exercise regime is paying for it. I guess when you've got a little skin in the game, as they say, it makes people more likely to show up. So that's kind of cool too. That works out well for me as a fitness professional. And breathe. Actually, I have the best job ever. I literally get paid to work out. I love it. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, let's just roll on to the back. And then from here, hug those knees into the chest, curling into a little ball. If you wish, you can gently rock back and forth, or You can rock side to side, or you can rock forwards and backwards, whatever feels good for you. This is just a feel good moment for your spine. For 4 and 3 and 2. And then, guys, let's meet down in the back position again, hugged into a tiny little ball. And then take one leg straight and then straighten the other leg out. So one leg is up towards the ceiling, the other leg is long, hovering over the mat. Keeping both legs straight, reach up, grab onto the thigh nearest you, exhale, and switch, and continue. So we're keeping both legs straight. If that is not available to you yet, that's okay. Just know that's where you're headed. And breathe, hollowing out that belly. We've talked quite a bit about creating those long, lean muscles as opposed to those short, poochy muscles, which is possible to do, by the way. But the way that we avoid that is by hollowing out that belly, tucking that navel to the spine, which is why I so frequently say those words. Oh, for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Gently rock from side to side. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then, however you'd like to, roll up to a seated position. And then, however you'd like to, come to a standing position. Oh, good job, guys. Well done today. All right, let's swing those arms from side to side. Notice how this feels. We did this move a mere 50 minutes ago, which kind of feels like a lifetime ago. I feel quite a bit different, feel looser and stronger. For 2 and 1, and come to center. Okay, guys, we're going to stretch out the quadriceps. So if it's prudent for you to have your fingertips on something like a chair or a wall, or a foam roller, go ahead and position yourself such that you can do that. And then let's kick that left knee back behind, grab onto that left ankle, bring those knees together, reach your, placing your right arm wherever makes sense for you. If it's available, reach your right arm forward. And then, guys, keeping those knees together, you might not feel too much right now. I'm going to tell you the trick. You are going to press those hips forward, and suddenly you can really feel that stretch in that leg. And then if you bend the elbow behind you, trying to bring that elbow away from the body, you'll get a really nice stretch across this area of the chest, which is a fabulous thing because it lends to better posture. So when those muscles are tight, they round our shoulders forward. So stretching them out allows for us to keep those shoulders back more. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1, and release. Oh, that feels so good. Like literally, one leg feels really different than the other after that stretch, which just shows how effective these stretches are. All right, then we'll do that on the other side. So grab onto the other leg, ankle, foot, pant leg, and then bring those knees together. Possibly bring that elbow away from the body, possibly reaching the opposite arm forward. And then notice how perhaps you're not feeling much, and then take those hips and press them forward. Yeah, and suddenly it's a good stretch. Yeah, and breathe and hold and balance. Woo. For 4, oh, looking to the side always makes balancing more challenging. And 3 and 2 and 1, and slowly release. Good job, you guys. I hope you're feeling amazing. One final time, lady in a park, feeling that twisty, loose sensation in your body, which you created. So kudos to you. For 2 and 1, come to center. And then, guys, reach those arms overhead, drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down. Nod your head, yes, yes, yes. I'm a Pilates rock star. I'm so glad I practiced my Pilates today. I feel better. And then shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees. Head is heavy. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. And one more time, up, back and down, and walk into your day with your awesome Pilates posture. You're really strong midsection, really nice shoulders. You got those triceps going on. I'm loving it. You guys are amazing.